little stretch, mate, before the vid starts. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. How are we all doing today? We have got a very special video because I believe this is the first ever video I've made dedicated to a 360 camera. As you can tell by the title, we are going to be looking at the first of its kind, the DJI OSMO 360. So what did you guys think of the footage? I think it looked really, really good. All right, so let's start off with the specs. So this shoots native 8K 360 video, and the highest frame rate I believe is 50 FPS in 8K, and it can go all the way down to 4K. So you got 4K, 6K, and 8K, and then I think on 4K you can shoot up to 100 FPS for that beautiful slow-mo. This camera also has a 1-inch sensor, making it good in low light. I know this does have a low light mode, which we're going to be testing out later on in the video, as well as giving you more dynamic range up to 13.5 stops. For stabilization, it includes Horizon Steady and Rock Steady 3.0 so that your footage stays smooth even in those like sort of crazy actiony scenarios. A few things that have come in really handy with this camera is it actually takes the same batteries as the Action 5 Pro, and some of you know that I've been using that camera throughout the course of this year. I absolutely love the Action 5 Pro, and the fact that you can use the same batteries in that as you can on this, I think it's just like a lifesaver. I don't have to buy extra batteries, and sometimes if you forget ones, it's just a bit of a nightmare. So having the same batteries in both devices is super, super nice to have. Something else that DJI have added into the Osmo 360, which is going to be a lifesaver for some people, is it can actually record up to 128 gigabytes of internal storage. So say you forget your micro SD by some chance, unluckily, you can actually record up to 128 gigabytes internally into this camera. 128 gig is quite big, but obviously if you're recording 8K, those files are going to be massive. So yeah, just another thing that DJI have added in just to make everyone's life a little bit easier. If you want nice, clear audio, you can as well connect your wireless DJI mics to the Osmo 360. If you're out and about and there's a lot going on, lots of noise, I'd recommend using a wireless microphone. They connect extremely easily, but I will say I was very impressed with the internal mic on both this as well as the Action 5 Pro. All right, so I want to know how good the audio is from over there. The pole's like half extended at the moment, so it's quite far away from me, but I'd like to see how good the audio is from a bit of a distance. Area is quite busy, but it would just be interesting to see, you know, if you don't have a wireless mic, what it sounds like. This is 8K 24 FPS ultra wide, but we're not shooting in D-Log. This is 10-bit normal picture profile, so straight out of camera. What do you guys think? And I'm going to switch it in a moment to log, and you guys can kind of make a suggestion on what you think looks better. And of course, this is D-Log. So what you're seeing right now is going to have my own color grade on it. And again, still shooting 8K, 24 FPS. But you guys let me know what you think. I still think that the normal picture profile out of the camera still looks really, really good, but to me, I just prefer color grading. All of the footage that you just saw, we actually shot in D-Log. So we shot in like a flat picture profile, and I used my film contrast LUT. I dialed the intensity of the LUT down by about 15 to 20%, because if you crank that up, it starts to look way oversaturated. So I just put a LUT on there, a really, really subtle sort of LUT to give it a little bit of a lift and just like make the colors stand out a bit more. But all in all, in order to get a lot of the shots that you just saw, DJI sent across the rear bike mount, which we actually mounted on the back of Ollie's bike before he left. And that way we can get some really, really nice shots, obviously with the invisible stick, and you can extend it up and down like you would just like any other sort of like selfie stick in order to get those really wide shots of just the entire environment. So yeah, thank you for DJI for sending that across and just like making that entire process of just mounting the camera on the bike just way easier. I am a huge fan, by the way, of the magnetic latch system which DJI have provided. Like, it goes on and off so quickly as opposed to having to screw it on and off every time, and I think they have made this so easy just to literally mount on, get your shot, take off. Like, it's super, super nice. I've actually copied over all of my settings that I have dialed into my Action 5 Pro, and I've pretty much copied it and done the exact same thing with the Osmo 360. So straight off the bat, main menu, if you go over to the right hand side and hit these lines, it will bring up this secondary menu. And what I will do a lot of the time, especially on all of my other action cameras, I shoot everything in Pro so I can have full control over my white balance, exposure, and things like that. Obviously with this camera, if you go to exposure, I don't think you can buy ND filters for 360 cameras. So what I do is I've actually left the exposure to 100 to 12,800 auto rather than putting it on manual, just because when Ollie was getting those shots, I don't think he wanted to like mess around with the exposure setting. So I just left it at auto. Now for my white balance, I actually put that on 5,300. That is like the perfect medium, to be honest with you. Again, I didn't want Ollie like messing around with any of the settings. I just kind of wanted him to just like press record and get the shots. And then my color, D-Log, everything that I shot was in D-Log. I didn't use the normal 10-bit. For the anti-motion blur, I actually left that off. I didn't want it to remove any motion blur. I think it looked quite cool, so I just left that off. And then for my image adjustments, I have my texture set to 0, and then I have my noise reduction at -2, because I didn't want the camera reducing any noise for me. If I was going to do that, I would like to do that in post. And yeah, that is pretty much all of the settings that I have dialed in to that side menu. Regarding resolution, obviously we've got the ability to shoot in 4K, 6K, and 8K, but if I was you, I would shoot in the highest resolution, just because if you are editing all of the footage and you kind of want to like hone in on a specific area, because obviously this is a 360 camera, so you're going to be recording everything, but when you're actually watching the footage back, you're only going to be seeing like a part of that. So shooting in 8K, you're going to be able just to get like way clearer footage. I shoot everything in 24 frames per second on ultra wide. If you actually swipe down on the screen, it will bring up another menu, and if you hit the QS button, which stands for quick switch, you can then switch over to different modes. So for instance, you've got super night, selfie mode, vortex, hyperlapse, time lapse. These are all the different modes that you can do on the Osmo 360. So for those of you that may not have known where that is that top swipe down, and then there you can also access where you can connect your wireless microphones, as well as just like pretty much everything in terms of the settings will be on that menu there. Regarding size, the Osmo 360 weighs I think 183 grams, which is not heavy whatsoever. Regarding battery life, the Osmo gives you 100 minutes of 8K 30 FPS shooting, and then I think it gives you 120 minutes in endurance mode. What you can also do in the menu system, if you hit the bottom left, you can actually change it from 360 to single lens mode. So if you don't want to shoot 360 footage, you can also use this as an action camera and just shoot from one single lens. All right, so right now I'm shooting in single lens mode on the Osmo 360. We're shooting in 4K 30 FPS, but yeah, let me know how this looks. From what I can see, I think it looks pretty good. Obviously it's not going to be as crazy as the Action 5 Pro, but still you will get this sort of rubber case when you buy the Osmo 360 to protect lenses on both sides. Now, because this is marketed as an action camera, you would expect people to use this in like so many like sketchy situations, right? But kind of the annoying thing is if you happen to damage one of the lenses, you can't replace them, right? So you can actually send off your device and get the lenses changed. If that happens, you can send it off to DJI and they'll replace the lenses for like $25. But it's kind of annoying because I know that I'm going to be using this when I go on the Gumball Rally in a few months, and if anything happens, heaven forbid, obviously we're praying that it doesn't, but if anything happens to the lenses, it would be nice just to be able to change it just in case. But yeah, maybe something that they might add on later down the line. So my final summary on the DJI Osmo 360, or just I think just 360 cameras, action cameras in general, right? And to be honest, as content creators like myself or many of you guys watching at home, I think the tools that we have and that we're provided with at this current day and age to help us within that process of creating, right? We've got action cameras, 360 cameras, mirrorless cameras, so many things, so many tools to help us and make our lives easier in that content creating process. I think we're very lucky to have companies like DJI, innovating such amazing products. And the fact that, like I said, this shoots 8K, pretty much log 10-bit. Like, there's so many amazing things that this little device can produce at this day and age. I just think that we're very lucky as content creators because we make, or these companies, sorry, are making our lives just so much easier. Any sort of a small camera that you get at this current day and age is going to be a great option because of how well these companies are innovating and are creating such amazing pieces of tech. So that is the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you got something out of this and it was informative and you learned a thing or two. And yeah, like I said, if you did like this video, please don't forget to leave a like, rate and subscribe down below if you are new. And yeah, thank you again for all the support on all the recent videos. It means so much. And I will see you guys very, very soon in the next one. Peace. Man needs a bit of a trim, but it's all good. This isn't my bike, by the way. I don't even ride bikes. Like, not that I've got anything against people that ride bikes, but this is a prop because it looks nice, all right? So leave me alone. I thought I'd be a set designer for once. Do you know what? I'm gonna take a little photo of this. The setup today is looking pretty naughty.